this one too. I'll record this one too. But Earth Terran, in like a theoretical StarCraft 3 or whatever, they could have the role of Protoss for all we know, right? Because, I mean, the Terran that you play as in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 are the descendants of like the prisoner colony and all that stuff, right? So theoretically, like, in a world where we would be playing as like Earth Terrans, they might all be on high energy weapons and stuff. They developed, except they use it in a non-Protoss way, right? Because Protoss are restricted by like their religion and their Kala and all that other garbage. So I think in an ideal universe, like Terran have like not quite yet Protoss level tech, but really, really high level stuff that they use in like really weird ways, you know? So I think it'd be cool. Wouldn't we know because of the tech of the UED? I'm not a super big guy on StarCraft lore, but I'm under the impression that they were given like the bare minimum scraps, and they made all their own. They made a lot of their own stuff. Like they had bare minimum as far as military and all that stuff goes. But my point isn't that it has to be 100% contingent with the lore. My point is because you would just go back to a different time where you're working with Terrans that actually have some shit going on. Like, I feel like it'd be really easy to just set that up, you know? Just be like, okay, well, instead of exploring more UED adventures, why don't we do something that's more Earth-related? And maybe it's a different faction of Protoss that's across the universe. I've never read the books or whatever. And as far as I know, those are all kept canon, so I understand that this may trigger some people. Trigger warning, I guess. But I personally think that as someone who's only played the games, who's beaten the campaign for Brood War, and Heart of the Swarm, and Wings of Liberty, and Legacy of the Void, that's really all I'd want to see. Flesh out Earth a bit more. Give them some really weird stuff. But it just gives you an opportunity because of how different everything supposedly is, at least based on what I've kind of heard. Like, it just gives you an opportunity to change as much as you want, right? New faction of Protoss? All right, well, they got some weird, crazy tech you've never heard of again. Okay. Terran can have their own different stuff. The only one that doesn't fit into the equation is Zerg. But I don't like Protoss either, because if there's still Protoss in this hypothetical different timeline or whatever, then that also means that there's possibility of the... I think Blizzard really botched the whole Xel'Naga thing. They didn't seem interesting or cool at all. Just a giant flaccid penis that basically told you it was going to kill itself to save Kerrigan, like a true white knight. So, that did not particularly enthrall me. I was not riveted by the discovery that a giant donger face, or what was it, like a seal, a manatee? A giant manatee was the controller of the universe. That didn't really sit well with me. So, but that's just me. Maybe it's okay if donger faces completely run the entire galaxy. Wouldn't put it past Metzen at this point. Donger faces have a lot of value in the meme market. Just didn't realize they were exploring their value in StarCraft. Faction races is what Heptacraft has. Heptacraft is a custom mod made by people that think they know better than Blizzard in game design. Just because people have complaints about StarCraft does not mean StarCraft is a poorly designed game. It means that StarCraft has very passionate following that is more than willing to defend its beliefs or what have you about the game, which is a good thing, by the way. The amount of people that bitch and moan about StarCraft related things is only a sign that there's a passionate community that actually does care. The hard part is getting those guys to be productive. Having productive discussion is that's the key. But yeah. It doesn't even need to be factions. I don't think factions are necessary. Although how crazy would that be then? Here's the different twist then. UED, or the Outer Earth people, at the end of StarCraft 2, go back to Earth. Oh, shit. And that's where things get crazy. So forget about this whole, oh, just Earth with Protoss Zerg ripoffs. Let's actually straight up let's just straight up make the guys that left Earth go back. And that's where things will get really, really insane. There you go. And you've got, it's not 3 races, Terran, Protoss, Zerg. It's like Terran, Earth, and some other shit. That sounds interesting. I'd ship it. Then again, I also don't know anything about anything, so I'm spitballing as much as you guys. But the concept is interesting. Anyway, this all stemmed from the question asking how would I continue the lore? And the beginning to my answer was very simply, I don't think there's any point to continue the lore of StarCraft at the moment. At least not the lore that they put themselves in. I could not care less about the terrible romance story of James Raynor and Sarah Kerrigan and all the other dumb stuff that happened. Like, no thanks, mate. I have absolutely zero patience for any more of that garbage. I didn't find it exciting the first time I played through it all. I don't think I'd find it exciting the millionth time I played through it all. This guy seems to have a good bit of stuff going on here. I'm a little nervous. Oh.
No additional supply depots required.
Cyclones cost supply, guys. In case any of you didn't realize that one. Rip.
Additional supply depots required.
Alright. But yeah.
Mineral field.
SCV ready. I get you. Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. Ready to raise some.
That's just my opinion. You know, don't just rely on that.
Mineral field depleted.
I don't have any degrees in game design or any of that jazz.
Not enough mineral. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Optics online. Let's go kill something. Huh? I'm waiting.
Does he think he's gonna get me to commit to a fight against immortals? I love when people use sentries. That's my favorite.
Are you?
Mineral field depleted.
Are you ready to raise something?
Mineral field depleted.
Talk to me,
If he's expanding like he should, then I'm still in a lot of trouble.
Minerals.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Talk to me. Show me.
Upgrade.
Oh wow, he gave up the spot.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Report.
Not enough minerals.
Is that it? Oh, light it up.
Base is under attack.
Optics online. Let's go kill something. Ready to raise some hell. Talk to me, boss. Optics online.
Research complete.
In gear.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Liberation.
Mineral field depleted.
I'm going in.
Not mineral field depleted. Base is under attack.
Is that it?
Mineral field depleted.
Ready to I'm in extra trouble.
Mineral field.
Everybody's always got so much money.
Taking some fire here. Optics on.
Our SCVs are under attack. Not enough energy. Our SCVs are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Our SCVs are under
Liberation
attack.
is at hand.
What the? How is there so many zealots in here?
Incoming orders. Attention.
We did it, Reddit.
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
Not enough energy.
I wonder if he thinks that that was it.
SCV ready. Systems go.
Mineral field depleted.
Doesn't look like he has any other bases.
SCV ready.
Not enough.
SCV ready.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Couple cheeky liberators are so
Additional
strong to
mineral
mix in.
field.
SCV ready. In gear. Show me who. Huh? Yes, sir. Systems go. Cyclone ready for action. SCV ready.
Right plan is locked.
Optics online. Let's go kill something. What's going on? Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
In the rear. Here.
Incoming orders. We read you. How can we help? Need something.
You got coordinates. In gear. Nothing.
Not enough energy.
Standing by.
Not enough minerals.
You want to die? Inside of.
Commander.
You got coordinates or what?
Ah,
You got coordinates online. Let's go kill something. I get ya. Oh, comms open.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
Adjusting for comms open.
where did he build the Stargate?
Open into position.
Ah, cheeky, cheeky, Kalaris, cheeky, cheeky. Archons? Yeah, Archons are only difficult if you don't know how to deal with them. Like, the biggest thing with Archons is the, in my opinion, is the, what is it? Yeah, you have to lock on. It's really, really important to lock on. Manually lock on so that you can stack them all. Then you can kill them really fast.